What if your greatest enemy wasn't a monster or a conqueror, but time itself? In the vast universe of Sailor Moon, not all villains are after galactic domination or ultimate power. Some, like the hauntingly beautiful Queen Nehelenia, are fighting a much more personal, fragile battle. This is the story of the lonely queen of the Dead Moon Circus, and how her greatest fear turned her into a monster. Once upon a time, Queen Nehelenia was a ruler of breathtaking beauty and immense power. Her people adored her, and her presence was a spectacle of elegance. But there was a dark secret lurking beneath the surface. Nehelenia's entire sense of self-worth, her very identity, was tied to her flawless appearance. As the years inevitably passed, the first signs of aging began to appear, and with them, a deep, consuming fear took root. For Nehelenia, getting older wasn't a natural part of life. It was a betrayal, a personal attack, an enemy that had to be defeated at all costs. This obsession with preserving her youth forever became a desperate quest that led her down a very dark path. She turned to Forbidden's magic, seeking any power that could freeze her in time. Mirrors, once a source of validation, became both her sanctuary and her prison. They reflected the perfect image she desperately wanted to maintain, but they also magnified the terrifying fear she refused to confront. Eventually, this fear twisted her into the tyrannical queen of the Dead Moon Circus. She gathered a court of followers, each one nursing their own resentment and unfulfilled desires, and together, they devised a cruel plan. They would feed on the dreams of others, especially the pure, vibrant dreams of children. In her world, innocence and hope weren't things to be cherished. They were resources to be consumed, fuel for her eternal youth. The more dreams she stole, the more secure she felt in her timeless beauty, but the more hollow she became inside. Unlike other villains who charge into battle with brute force, Nehelenia's methods are far more insidious. She rarely attacks head-on. Instead, she hides behind layers of illusions and psychological manipulation. Her true power lies in distortion. She traps her victims in false realities, custom-made nightmares woven from their deepest insecurities and desires, blurring the line until they can't tell what's real. She forces her enemies to face the very things they're most afraid of, a twisted reflection of her own inability to face her fears. Her ultimate nemesis is, fittingly, Sailor Moon. Usagi Tsukino represents everything Nehelenia rejects: growth, change, and the acceptance of life's natural flow. Where Nehelenia desperately clings to a static, unchanging past, Sailor Moon embraces the future with all its uncertainties and possibilities. This fundamental difference in their philosophies makes their conflict intensely personal. It's not just a battle of good versus evil, it's a clash between stagnation and evolution, between fear and hope. As her story unfolds, we begin to see the cracks in her villainous facade. Nehelenia's cruelty isn't just random malice, it's a defense mechanism. It's a shield built from rage and vanity to protect the terrified child still hiding within, a child who simply cannot accept the passage of time. Her evil wasn't born from a hatred of others, but from a profound and tragic hatred of herself. She punishes the world for the one thing she can't control. In the end, Queen Nehelenia isn't defeated by a powerful blast or vanquished in a final battle. She is saved. Her healing comes not from punishment, but from compassion. When Sailor Moon helps her confront her past and finally acknowledges the deep-seated fear that has driven her for centuries, the cycle of cruelty is broken. She is given a second chance, a chance to be a child again, free from the mirror that once defined and imprisoned her. The story of Queen Nehelenia is a powerful and timeless warning. It shows us the danger of defining our worth by fleeting things like external beauty and the corrosive power of fearing change. It's a reminder that refusing to grow can twist fear into cruelty, and that true strength and freedom don't come from stopping time, but from learning to accept ourselves, flaws and all.